Hi guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for all the supports. For all of you that have been supporting this channel, I said thank you very much. So today, I remember I told you guys about starting a hair business series, and today is the first day of the series that I am starting. I know we all want to get into business, we want to be our own boss, but there are certain things that you need to do to actually get into that system, because being a sole proprietor, being an entrepreneur is not an easy job, because you're working for yourself. It takes a lot of discipline. So today, before I go ahead, I know some of you don't actually know who I am. Basically, I am called Jolie, and I am originally from West Africa, Cameroon to be precise, and I am a licensed cosmetology holder, and I do other stuff. I do business and stuff like that. And okay, so today it's not all about me. I just wanted to give you a little bit of background, where I'm from and my name. I didn't want to give you guys my last name, but anyway, let's just jump into it. So I know so many people want to get into business. They want to be their own boss, but they're scared. They don't even know where to start. But today I want to give you, because this is a business series, I'm just here to give you some tips and what first you need to do. And you see, I don't want to be like rampant, so I wrote it down. As you can see, I have my notes in here so that I should be able to go in a chronological order. I don't want to be scattered or everywhere. I want to make sure that you kind of like understand every single thing that is coming out from my mouth. Did you sorry. Okay, so before I go ahead, I know people will like the first thing that if they want to start a business, and they'll be thinking, what license do I need? What legal action do I need to take? Most time they forget about being themselves. They forget about they have to start with yourself. So because this is the beginning of this business series, I want you to start with yourself before thinking so big, thinking outside. Before you think outside, you have to think first inside. You have to construct the house inside before going outside. So as I said, this is what you need to do as a business owner. Anybody, it could be any business that you want to do. These 6 things, this is a series, but I'm gonna give you 6 things you have to know before starting any business. The basic, the one that I'm giving you today, you can use it in any business. It doesn't have to be hair extension business, but any business that you want to, any business that you want to find yourself in. This particular first series is going to help you build. So the first thing you want to do before starting any hair business, it is not being, going into the legal procedure first. You want to start with yourself. And you have to ask yourself this question. You have to know yourself. I'm looking down because I told you I wrote everything down so that I don't want to miss any point, because this is the most essential. This is the most important. Being a sole proprietor. Being a sole proprietor, you represent your brand. So you want to know yourself. You want to know what you're capable of doing. You want to know how you can react with people. So you have to know yourself. So there are so many questions that you need to ask yourself, that you need to ask within yourself to make yourself actually put yourself in the place of those customers and ask yourself the questions: are you willing to do so and so things? So I'm gonna ask you some few questions, and that is the basic that you need to do. You need to know yourself first before starting any hair business. And these are some of the questions that you need to know. First question you need to ask yourself as a sole proprietor or as an entrepreneur, since you're going to be representing your brand, you want to ask yourself if you can handle a business. Ask yourself if you can handle a business. Can you handle a business? If the question is no, then it's not. Being a sole proprietor is not for you, because being a sole proprietor, you are the one representing your brand. You do all the business, so it requires a lot of work and it requires a lot of determination. So if the answer to this question is I don't think I can handle a business, then being a business person or being an entrepreneur or being a sole proprietor is not for you. So the Next question you want to ask yourself, can you manage people? Can you actually manage people? You know, sometimes I go to the mirror and I ask myself this question. I'm like, I didn't even think about that. But those are the questions that you need to ask yourself sometimes. Can you manage people? Can you manage yourself? Or can you manage people? How do you handle when people are rude? How do you handle when people are not nice to you? Do you handle it professionally, or you just, flash and go off about them? So you want to ask yourself that question. Can you manage people? If the answer to this question is no, then what you need to do, you need to work on that so that you'll be able, because like being a business owner or having your own business, you have to deal with people, and you all know that people come from different backgrounds. They behave differently. They don't behave like you, and you don't expect everybody to behave the exact same thing. You don't expect everybody to behave like you. People have different behavior, so you need to know how to control. You need to know how to tame them down. You need to know how to manage. You need to know how to talk to them. So if the answer to this question is no, I don't think I can handle people, then you have to work on it. The next question that you have to ask yourself is, how much do you know about the business you're trying to get into it? This is the most essential thing, because people just get into business, they don't even have passion for what they do. They don't even have passion for the business. They don't even have a clue on what the business is all about. They don't even have any information on how the business is operated. How can you operate a business without you knowing anything about the business? It is impossible. And before you know it, when you see like things doesn't go the way you planned, like you actually want it to go, you start feeling so discouraged and down. Why? Because you are not knowledgeable. You don't know anything about the business. So you want to ask yourself, how knowledgeable are you on the business you're trying to do? If you realize that you are not knowledgeable enough to handle the business or to operate in that line of business, so you want to do yourself a good thing by trying to start doing some research so that you know more about the business or about what you're about to do, so that when your customers ask you questions, you'll be able to actually tell them what is it all about. Because for example, if I'm selling hair extensions, I need to know everything about hair. There are so many types of hair out there, so I need to know the various type. I need to know the texture. I need to know the wafting. I need to know what's raining. I need to know all those things that the industry are using, because like if my customers actually want to know stuff, I'm gonna let them know. So if I'm not knowledgeable on the things that on the business that I want to do, it's gonna be so frustrating. It's gonna be so frustrating because customer will ask the question and you're so downfall. You're so like, because you won't get any answer because you were not knowledgeable on the business that you want to do. So please, this is the most essential thing. This is the most essential question you want to ask yourself. How knowledgeable are you on the business that you want to do? Do you know everything about the business? At least even if you don't know everything about it, you have to grow in the business. So you want to make sure that you start from somewhere, so that if your customer asks a question about it, you'll be able to answer, because you don't want to leave them. You don't want to, you don't want them to ask you something and you are not able to explain it. So that's the most essential thing. So what are your plans? Are you trying to develop a plan? You need to create a plan for your system, for your business. Having a business without a business plan is just like you're planning to fail, because you need to actually have a plan on your business. You need to set up your plans. You need to set up your goals, being a long-term, short-term, or mid-term goals. You actually need to set them. You need to know what actually you want in return, how far you want to take the business. So those are the questions you need to ask yourself. What are your goals? Why are you into this business? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Where do you see yourself in 20 years as a sole proprietor or as an entrepreneur? So you need to ask yourself those questions, which is very vital too. Business plan is very necessary, because the business plan actually enables you to actually follow direction and to lead you to where actually you want to go. So you want to make it simple. Don't make something really like, so complicated for you. Just make it simple. Simple is okay. Remember, it is going to be a six things that you have to know. This is just the first thing that I'm saying, and which is you knowing yourself, and implies to you knowing yourself. All these points I'm giving you is for you to actually work on yourself first before starting up any business. You have to work on yourself first. So the next question you want to ask yourself is, how patient are you with people? Because let me tell you something, customer will go off on you. You're dealing with the society, you're dealing with the public. So you need to know that people behave differently. So how patient are you? Do you actually get easily angry? Do you get mad? Do you get pissed off when customers will say wrong thing, or you start having those bad reviews? No, you have to be professional. So that's a question you want to ask yourself. How patient are you with people? Sometimes people are not even patient with their own self. If you're not patient with your own self, you want to make sure you start working on that, because when you go out there with public, you need their money. They don't need you because they have tons of people doing business out there. You need their money, so you want to make sure you talk with them professionally and be professional in everything that you do as a sole proprietor and a business wise, and someone who's just starting up. Okay, so another thing that you need to ask yourself, are you willing to learn, or are you willing to change, or you want to stop with your old self? Because some people are just so stereotyped. They'll be like, oh no, I've been doing this for 10 years and I keep still doing the exact same thing and there is no result, and you keep doing the exact same thing. You want to ask yourself that, are you willing to change? Or are you willing to take advice? Or are you willing to learn from others who have been in the field, depending on what line of business you want to do? Are you willing to learn from them? You have to be open. Nobody knows everything. Even if it seems like the person is saying something dumb, but because you know, trust me, one thing is gonna come out from the person's mouth that will actually help you in one way or the other. So don't be quick, or don't be judged to think, oh, I've been doing this for 50 years. Number of years doesn't mean you're doing it perfectly or you're doing it correctly. And you've been doing it for 50 years, that's why you're still on the same spot, you're still on the same position that you are 50 years ago. You don't even own a spot, you don't even own a website, because you're doing the exact same thing. Definitely the thing is not working. So you want to learn from the successful business people who have been successful in doing their stuff, and you want to try to do what they're doing. You don't have to, duplicate everything, but just take from them the example and learn from them and make your own business more successful. That's what you need to do. So I'm trying to rush because I don't want this video to be too long, but unfortunately it is so still long. But this is what I have for you. You have to work on yourself. So please, if you actually like what you're listening and you want to learn more, remember, it is the 6 things you need to do, you need to know before starting up any hair business. This is just the series, the first series, and I will be uploading another video soon on how you can set up your own business plan. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe and hit the notification button so that you'll be able to actually know when I upload a video. So thank you guys very much. May God bless you, and my prayer to you is that you'll be successful and you will have a listening ear, and you'll be able to change your ways, so that 2018 we will all grow in our soul, in our business, and in anything that we want to do. God bless you, and you have a wonderful day. Bye bye.